For my fellow type 1 diabetics also using an insulin pump just like me, today we're talking about insulin pump sites just like this guy right here, and how if you might be experiencing some inflammation, some irritation, or just skin reactions in general, there's actually 5 different things that you can do to fix that and to help your own skin respond better to these pump sites. Now, before we get into it, my name is Matt Vandevecht. I live with type 1 diabetes and I'm a certified master fitness trainer and nutritionist. And today we're going to talk about these pump sites, but of course, bigger picture, we help people to fix their blood sugars. And I want you to know that you can go find a lot of free information, resources, and education over at our channel if you subscribe to FTF Warrior. Now, these 5 tips, I want to give you guys just a quick and fast version of this. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but of the 5 tips, stick around for number 5. It's my personal favorite. Now, number 1, if you're using the same pump that I am, I have Tandem currently. I might be switching in the future, I don't know. But if you have the Tandem, I actually use the True Steel infusion set. The reason for that, there's a couple different reasons, but the one that was sold to me is that that's the best set for active individuals who are lean. So I don't have a lot of available site locations on my body. I'm very lean. And so as a result, the True Steel has been known to last when you're moving around. So it's less likely to bend or kink and cause occlusion. So I wear the True Steel, but it's also been mentioned from other users, other friends of mine who have type 1, that it's also better for skin irritation as well. Now, number 2 is going to be actually to use Flonase. Now, whether or not you've heard of that before, you can Google it, but Flonase from user experiences has actually helped to relieve a lot of the symptoms of seasonal allergies and year-round allergies and can help to limit the irritation surrounding those sites if you use it beforehand. Number 3 is going to be eczema cream, Biafine, or Aloe cream after you take it off. So when you take it off, you're ripping off the site, you're removing a needle, right? You think about all of the irritation we are causing. We're sticking a needle in, pulling a needle out. We're kind of beating up our skin, right? So if you use eczema cream, Biafine, or of course an Aloe after you take the site off, it can help to reduce the inflammation, the irritation that we are causing our skin. Think about ripping a Band-Aid off, only that Band-Aid also has a needle or a cannula attached to it. Of course, our skin is going to be irritated, so it's our job afterwards to help it to heal and help it to settle down. Number 4 is going to be barrier patches under the site. Now, these are a little bit harder to find, but they're becoming more common. One option is to put a barrier patch on, and then your site goes, of course, over that and allows you to have a literal barrier between the adhesive of the pump site and your skin. Now, this is extremely helpful if you have an allergic reaction to the specific ingredients in the adhesive in the insulin pump site. Same thing can be said about CGM patches. Using a barrier site can protect you from the allergic reactions that you would have from the adhesive ingredients. Now, of course, as you're looking into this, there's different pump sites that have different ingredients, so it might be helpful to have a look into that before you commit to a specific insulin pump. But if it's too late for that, these barrier patches can come in extra handy. Number 5, my favorite and my personal go-to is to make sure we have enough site locations in the first place. If we're reusing the same sites over and over again because they're our favorites, right? And believe it or not, I do personally have a favorite. For me, it's going to be my side, my love handle, right? I slap my insulin pump site on right there. It typically stays out of the way. It's not getting pushed or banged around, and my little one can't find it, so she's not yanking on it. But for me, I got to make sure I am rotating. Even though that is my favorite site spot, you got to rotate and give it a break. And that's the big issue that I see a lot of people making, is that they're not giving their pump sites enough of a break. They might switch between 2 of their favorite sites, but the reality is you need minimum of 4 to 6 sites that you are rotating through continuously to allow your skin to actually heal in between. And doing things between those healing spots, allowing your skin to heal, whether it's topical lotions or maybe you're eating a healthy diet to allow your skin to repair itself. These are all things that are going to help stay hydrated, get outside, go for walks. General health advice applies here as well to reduce inflammation that you may see in these spots. So remember, don't use the same site over and over again. That's a lesson I had to learn the hard way. I actually had some scar tissue buildup, and it took me a year and a half of not using that one site in order to start seeing some progress. So, ignore the mistakes, avoid the mistakes that I made, and do switch up your sites. It's very helpful. If you're having a hard time finding a site, I got 2 quick bonus rules for you. One is to pinch an inch. If you can't pinch an inch of your skin, it's probably not a good spot for a site because you're putting a needle or a cannula in that area, right? So instead, you're gonna pinch around, look for, okay, there's some fat, right? Let's be real. We all got a little extra somewhere for the most part, even me. So looking for where can I pinch an inch? and that's going to be my site. That's how I'm finding these new spots. The last tip is going to be on poking around. If you can poke and feel if it's dense, if it's muscle tissue, you probably don't want to use that as a pump site. It's going to be painful. It's going to absorb at a different rate. You don't want to deal with that. Instead, poke around until you find, oh, there's a soft spot, right? We're looking for that fat, some available real estate. It's going to be a good spot for it to keep it out of the high movement areas, but also more steady and expected absorption rates. Okay, so those are your 5 tips for how to reduce the inflammation, the irritation, the itchiness. We want to avoid those with our pump sites because that's also going to impact the insulin delivery and absorption rates. I hope that you have a fantastic next pump site. I hope you don't even feel it and it works perfectly as intended. And of course, for everything type 1 diabetes, be sure to subscribe, hit that button, like, comment, give me your thoughts on what you have seen work to reduce inflammation or what other your favorite site spots as well. I'd love some new ideas for where I should put my pump site next. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing rest of your day and keep up the fight.